So it's time yet again for another one of these TikTok reaction videos where I respond to some potentially interesting videos. These are just 8 random videos that I went and grabbed. They're videos about trading or investing or general finance, and the titles or the thumbnails caught my attention. And this very first video is a perfect example of something that really caught my attention, because the title here, the text here on this first frame of the video, Futures Trading, 3 Lessons I Learned Turning $100,000 into $4.3 million over the last 3 months. So this guy is saying he turned $100,000 into $4.3 million in just 3 months. Now, do I believe that? Do any of you believe that? Let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
3 things I learned trading NASDAQ futures over the last 3 months. By the way, I turned 100,000 into 4.3 million during that time. Number 1, fade in and out of positions. Don't jump all the way in, don't jump all the way out.
Okay, that's not something unusual, is to not put on your full position. And this is just not with like scalping futures. It's all forms of trading stock, trading forex, trading options. Sometimes you leg in and leg out of positions, as far as you put on a third or half of the position up front, and then if it goes against you, put on the other half, right, at a better price to kind of average down. This is not the secret to turning 100K into $4.3 million for sure.
Number 2, respect the support and resistance levels on high time frames.
Support and resistance levels. Wow. Mind-blowing, right? That is such great advice. Yeah, like nobody has ever heard that.
I use the daily time frames to look for key areas of support. And number 3, the market moves in waves. Respect the wave, trade the wave, and stay in trades long.
So the market moves in cycles. Market has momentum. Follow the momentum, or ride the wave. I literally, if that was the 3 lessons I learned turning 100K into 4.3, like this guy, I never want to just flat out say somebody isn't a real trader, but there was nothing as far as trading advice in this video. I'm not even going to listen to the last 20 seconds. I absolutely do not believe this guy turned 100K into $4.3 million. I don't think this guy could turn 100K into 101K in 3 months, not based on what he has said in this video. Next up is one of these videos I see all the time. I'm sure I'm going to hate this one. It's start an account, a very small account, a $100 trading account, and risk 1% a day is the title of what he's doing. These are so stupid, but let's actually see what this guy has to say. So
my biggest advice to you guys would literally be start a $100 account and risk 1% or risk $1 per trade. If you lose $1,
so $100 is seriously nothing when it comes to trading. Like, that is way too small. You can't buy a single share of most stocks, most ETFs, and then risk 1%, $1. What is $1 going to do for you? Most of the time when we're talking about return on investment on trades, we're talking about making 2% a month, 3% a month. If we're trading single dollar bills for all of our trades, I mean, what are we talking about here? Winning $3, $4, $5 per month with our $100 trading account? That is insanely stupid. For one thing, assuming that you're paying fees, which you can't pay fees. If you're doing this, you have to use one of the free brokers, something like Robinhood, for example, or Webull. Don't they do commission-free trading? Those trading platforms, by the way, are terrible as far as the feels, execution speed, uptime. That's why they're free, right? you got to sacrifice something. Yeah, I just, let's hear the rest.
$1 a day, you will not care about that. You will not care.
You're right. You will not care if you risk $1 a day and lose it. That's why also this is a terrible idea, because it's not really trading. Real trading is you risking real money because psychologically you're not really trading until you have skin in the game. If this is just I can piss this money away type of money, that's not really trading. It's essentially fake trading, demo trading, paper trading, right? I don't care if I lose $1, right? You have to risk something that makes sense. If risking $100, is real money to you, that's where you need to start. Or risking $1,000 is real money to you, that's where you need to start as far as average trade size. A $1 trade, that you can't learn to properly trade doing this. This is just horrible advice.
About losing $1 a day at all. Hopefully not. If you're losing $1 a day and like you actually care about that, you have bigger things to worry about. And you shouldn't be trading. Okay, so if that's the case, when you go from demo, right?
No, you shouldn't be trading if all you can do is risk $1 a day. You should not consider trading. Many people often ask me this, how much money should you start a trading account with? Because you can open a standard margin trading account with all your brokers for $2,000, I believe is the minimum. $2,000 is not enough to really start trading in a serious way. Certainly not things like stocks, options, futures. You need, ideally, you'd like about $10,000 to start with. Like that's kind of the minimum. Even better though, get to $25K. That way you don't have to worry about the pattern day trader rule. And if you can't save up $25K, if you can't work a job consistently for a few months or a few years, depending on what kind of work you're in, and consistently save money, which is a life skill you need to learn anyway. If you can't do that to eventually acquire some money to eventually then trade with, then you've got other things to worry about in life other than trading. You need to get other life areas straightened out before you even consider trading. Let's see if he has anything else.
Right, you have no fear on demo. You move over to live. You have fear, you go back to demo. Prove it to yourself again. Boom, you go back to live. You shouldn't have any fear when you're risking a...
There's no difference in the fear level between demo and live if demo is you risking zero money, right? But live is you only risking $1. It's essentially the same thing. Yeah, there's nothing else to learn from this guy on this video. Next up is this video that is obviously from the Dave Ramsey show. I can see the logo in the background. What caught my eye about this one is this is about a young person, a teenager that has been trading and has acquired a massive amount of money very quickly. And the young person is in the kind of right frame of mind because he's wondering what to do with that money. What's the responsible thing to do? So he's calling the Dave Ramsey show. So let's go ahead and see what this is.
I'm 18 years old, and I'm actually, I trade futures. I'm a day trader, and I've recently started making a pretty large amount of money, and I just want help, managing it correctly. And
well, what's interesting here, he's 18 years old. He's trading futures, day trading futures. Now, I'm assuming he's trading like your standard futures products, things like the ES and the NQ, CL, GC. Now, some of those products are very large products that the buying power requirements on those things is massive. I wonder how he got started. I'm assuming when he's talking about all the money and the things he's doing with futures, he's probably using some kind of prop firm. He's probably a prop firm trader.
And making responsible choices.
When you say you've been making a lot of money, tell us real dollar amounts.
Well, I've been averaging about $15,000 a week for the past 5 months.
Okay.
This past week, I made $25,000.
Wow. What'd you start with?
So how I actually trade is I'm a funded trader. I'm actually
Okay, so a funded trader, he's a prop firm trader, and I wonder when he's talking about averaging like $15,000 or $20,000 a week, is that what he gained in the account, or is that what the prop firm is paying him per week? Because obviously that's going to be a big difference.
As an individual contractor, and the firm provides me with capital to trade with after they've evaluated me. So really, I just paid for that evaluation fee, which was only $150.
So you're not investing your own money?
No.
How do you get paid?
So they take commissions off my trades, and then they give me the rest.
So what's the rest? What do you get?
It's it's a 90-10 split. I get 90%, then they get 10.
Wow. Listen.
Yeah, wow. They're giving him 90%. Man, for one thing, yeah, that's strange. The prop firm's giving him that kind of split. But if they are, hey, he found a really nice prop firm. The other thing that's weird here, I've always found it weird, these folks that say they are making just gigantic amounts of money every week. scalping futures, day trading futures, or day trading Forex, or whatever it is, the day trading crowd. They're making all this massive amount of money and they're doing it for a prop firm. Why? Why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Now, obviously, when you start out, you don't have any money, but by now, he's gotten paid a lot of money from this prop firm. Why wouldn't you just open your own account and start trading your own account and just tell the prop firm to F off, right? Like, I just don't understand. If you're a good trader and you know what you're doing, trade your own money. Why are you trading somebody else's money? This has never made sense to me in my mind.
Listen, lucky
That's
ducky,
wild.
lucky ducky, and I say that on purpose because I feel like this is sheer luck going on right now.
Yes.
And I only
Yeah.
say
I'm glad they went there, because I was also going to say, if he's 18 years old, he hasn't been trading long enough. It's very possible that this person has only been trading. He's talking about averaging 15K a month, 25K a month, or whatever it was. I bet he hasn't been trading a year. This is not enough of a track record to even know if you're good at this or if it's just blind luck, because the law of large numbers, until you've made a certain amount of trades over a certain time period, you need to make a large amount of trades. And we're talking thousands of trades over a big time span, right? It can't be where the market is nothing but a raging bull market all the time, right? Because that's probably part of what he's doing, if he's trading the futures. I bet he's been scalping the ES and the NQ, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ futures, which have just gone up every day for the last couple of years, right? And, he thinks he's a genius because he's got this, day trading thing all figured out until the market crashes or until there's a lengthy, like year-long or 2-year-long bear market. Then, don't be surprised if all of a sudden some of these genius traders aren't all that smart. Next up, this woman is explaining finance, I guess, to one of her kids. Let's see what's going on here.
But it's fine because I've got it all sorted out. Because I've got out a loan to repay the first loan and to also buy a PlayStation. And if I fall behind on the repayments of that, I just get out another loan. And
I like it. So she took out a loan to pay some bills, but also to buy a PlayStation. But if she gets behind on that loan, it's not a big deal. I just take out another loan to pay the first loan. You know what? This is probably supposed to be funny, but there are a lot of people that do live by this. They're constantly in debt, and then they get into more debt to pay off the previous debt. This is not sound financial advice. Just a few more seconds of
and
this.
so forth and so forth. It's working the system.
It's a working system. I like it. So this one caught my eye because it's an older video from like a Wall Street professional, advice for traders. So this is going to be like somebody that works in the industry, that's probably been in the industry for decades, and just judging them by the look, right? The age, right? So I'm interested. We might actually get some really solid advice here.
I think anyone starting trading is going to lose money for several years. You're looking for a career that pays a lot of money. Everyone trading wants to make a lot of money. You're competing against extremely smart people.
Yeah, I love this already, that when you first start trading, most people are going to lose money. And he's right. 90% plus are going to lose money, especially when you first start off. I would say nearly 100% of people are going to lose some money for a little while when you start, because you don't even know what the hell you're doing. No matter how many books you read, how many YouTube videos you watch, how many courses you take, until you actually have real experience doing the thing, right? I can read all the books in the world on how to play chess or how to play poker, but until I actually sit down at those games and play against real people for real money, in the case of poker, right? There's no way that I'm prepared to actually be a winning poker player, for example. And he's right. You're competing against extremely smart people in the market.
And it's essentially a zero-sum game. So you're trying to take money from really, really smart people who are trying to take money from you. And when you start out, they're going to win. You're going to lose money. If you have the discipline and you're careful and you learn how to be objective and you try not to be greedy.
Really solid advice. You have to be disciplined. You have to be objective, which is something most people are not. Most people are doing really subjective things, like trying to make sense out of technical analysis and chart patterns and things. That's all subjective stuff. It's not objective in any way. Fundamental analysis also, it's not objective in any way. A lot of people are trying to read into things, or read into news events and things like that. It can be a tough way to try to make a buck.
And you use stops, you use profit targets. I believe it's something that you can do.
Yeah, profit targets especially are something you need to have on pretty much for everything. You need to have a profit target, because the more you take profits, the less risk you have, right? Now, stop losses, I'm not a big fan of stop losses, but for those of you that want to employ a stop loss, it's not the worst idea in the world, I guess. Next up, this was an hilarious day trader meme compilation. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Ah, shit. Fuck me. Shit. What the fuck? I don't fucking know. Fuck.
I hope this was actually from a real live stream. You know what? These day traders, this is why you don't try like scalping Forex or scalping futures. I'm not sure. He's trying to scalp one or the other here. And obviously he just lost his ass off on a move like this. A lot of times, especially with things like Forex, you're just trying to get a few pips, right? And then you get a move like that very quickly. I can understand the reaction. Next up is the only way to become profitable is by overtrading and over leveraging. Now, I hope this is a joke video and that he's not serious, because easily the number one cause of most traders getting put out of the game is trading too big by both overtrading and over leveraging. And he's saying that's the only way to become profitable. I hope not.
We all agree that really the only way to become profitable is by over trading and over leveraging and not following your rules. Because for me, this is what it took. I had to blow funded after funded. I had to blow thousands of dollars before it finally hit my brain, where it was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try following my rules. Maybe.
If you're a funded trader, which is, again, just ridiculous, these people doing the whole prop firm trading thing. Why would you do this? For one thing, again, you're not trading your own money. That's part of why you've got this mindset of maybe I should overtrade or over leverage, because hell, it's not even really my money, right? This is,
I should try not over leveraging, just following my model that I've back tested that has a proven win rate, and let's see what happens. And here we are today. And I feel like I see myself in a few of my students today. I feel like
a few of your students, dude, I don't know how old this guy is. He can't be early 20s, like he's young, right? But he's been trading maybe a few years, like 3 or 4 at most. It's just my guess. But he's got some students. Wow. But I hope not.
I feel like some people don't learn until they experience that. Where you look at your bank account and you see the thousands of dollars that you've blown from trading. You're like, fuck it. I'll just try following my rules.
So again, he's so young, he couldn't have been trading that long, and he's talking about he spent so much time just blowing thousands and thousands of dollars, especially with these funded accounts. So how long have you actually been a profitable trader? Probably a very short amount of time, and he's already, I guess, selling courses and got students.
By following a model. And the only way that works, guys, I hate to break it to you, is by following your rules, and unfortunately you can't
just following some rules is not being a profitable trader, because if your rules are bad, whether you follow them or not, you're going to lose money, right? So if, for example, if you're trying to day trade futures, which is an almost impossible thing to try to actually make money on. It doesn't matter what kind of crazy rules, your stop loss and your target and your support and resistance lines and all the patterns you're drawing on the charts, none of that matters because it's all bullshit. Just because you create some arbitrary rules that you just make up and you stick to it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to be a profitable trader, because your rules are complete bullshit. Again, the guy is young. He will probably eventually learn how to really trade, but
Full for it. And unfortunately, you have to trade your model to be profitable. Just fucking do it. I wasted a year of my life thinking I could just half-ass trading. And once I finally decided to take trading seriously, I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I am no different from you.
oh, wow. He's made hundreds of thousands of dollars, but he's a prop trader, trading a funded account, trading somebody else's money. Again, doesn't make sense to me. And one thing I typically don't do on these, but I do want to do on this particular video, because just everything about this reeks of fake trading guru. I'm going to switch over to this view here. I'm going to go into the comments because I want to see if people are actually buying this dude's course. I see a lot of these got to be bot comments, because like real 100, real, this is facts, real, true, now, one word comments, real, true, now, real, facts, real shit, real, stick to the plan. It's so facts, real, the realist, real, exactly. Like this is obviously automated, paid for bot comments, probably. Everything about this just reeks of fake trading guru. Next up is essential trading tips for beginners. So maybe we'll get some good advice here on the final video.
There's this really good trader that I follow, and he has a motto that I now live by, at least with my trading. And he says, when the market is easy, go hard. And when the market is hard, go easy. I'm sitting here looking at SPY this morning, and it's really
I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. When the market is hard, go easy. When the market is easy, go hard. I don't understand what easy and hard mean in this concept. If she'd have told me what kind of trading she's doing, maybe I'd have a better understanding.
choppy, which is giving the market is hard. So instead of worrying,
a choppy market is hard. Okay. Again, as an options trader, I can tell you I love choppy markets because I can sell both sides of the markets with things like strangles, for example, and I potentially can profit from both sides of a trade, and not just strangles, but I can put on multiple trades. I can put on a bullish trade in something and a bearish trade in something. And if the market is choppy, I will eventually have the opportunity, hopefully, to profit on both trades. I love choppy markets. Choppy markets are also sometimes, if you get good, big two-sided action in the market, sometimes you get a little volatility pumped into the market, which is also nice for selling options, especially. Again, this person's probably one of these scalping day traders. So yeah, she probably isn't in love with a choppy market, but I don't know
about it or trying to jump into a trade just for the sake of trading. I'm going to go easy. All forcing trades is going to do is make you lose money, and we don't like that. That is all. That's the
Yeah, I would agree with that forcing trades, no matter what kind of trading you're doing, forcing trades is always a bad idea, because that leads to over trading, over leveraging, and eventually just having too much risk on the table, and potentially that could blow up an account. So there you have it. That's it for this edition of my financial TikTok reactions. If you've got some videos that you've seen on TikTok, especially anything that's particularly funny or egregious, right? Share some URLs in the comments down below, and I'll add them to my to-do list maybe for the next one of these videos. All right, guys. Peace.